Good afternoon and welcome to our live commentary of Manchester City against Watford. So the game is underway at Wembley Stadium. It is the 11th FA Cup final for Manchester City as they look for their 6th FA Cup triumph. For Watford, it is only their second. We will read you through the team lineups just as the game has just got underway with Manchester City on the ball. Sterling, as they look to attack early on, as he looks to run forward, plays it out wide towards Shevchenko, who wins an early corner for Manchester City just 40 minutes gone. It was Sterling's drive forward, he played it to the left, and it was the right back for Watford who blocked it behind for the Manchester City corner. So just a minute in and an early opportunity for the hosts of the final. Of course, Aurelio Gomez in goal for Watford today, what could be his last game in goal, as the corner goes in and it's headed away by, I believe, Cathcart, as far as Kyle Walker, who volleys in, and well, it was taken down by Gabriel Jesus. He was tackled, and then it's cleared, and now Watford can break, although it was a pass forward from Deulofeu, which was intercepted, and City are back on the ball with David Silva. Although Watford not scared to press high as they did so, and put Silva under a bit of pressure, although he has one throw for Manchester City. Don't forget to leave a comment on who you think's going to win and who you want to win, what team you support. Put that in the live chat. It's 2 minutes in and Man City on the ball again with Shevchenko down the left-hand side. Gundogan through the middle, Sterling, and then back to him again. Then Gundogan's pass, which is intercepted by Capoue. And Capoue, who actually had the most interceptions this season in the Premier League with 86. You can have another one there as he wins the ball back, although Watford haven't kept it for long. City won it back, tried to play a quick ball forward to Sterling. Watford win it back again. Holebas down the left, who had a suspension withdrawn so that he is able to play the final today. What a big miss that would have been, as he, along with Deulofeu, have the most assists for Watford this season. Holebas having the most assists for a fullback, apart from, of course, the Liverpool duo Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. City on the ball with Sterling as he looks to drive forward down the left, and it's won by the Watford right back, Femnia. City get the throw and they play it to Gundogan. This is Company, who's well into the Watford half. The City playing high up the pitch. Kyle Walker. This is Laporte. Because he might have an early strike here, Laporte, and it rose all the way over the bar. The last time Watford beat Manchester City ever was in 1989. It was a 1-0 win at Vicarage Road. Of course, that being 30 years ago. The last FA Cup win was in 1986 at the old Manchester City home. They won 3-1 away. Of course, I would love to add a victory against Manchester City today in, of course, the final. But from the goal kick, it was kicked long and City in the end intercept it, although it's come all the way back to Aurelio Gomez. And then his long ball forward again. 4 minutes now gone in the final, and then a little flick on by Hughes who won the header, but it was intercepted by Man City, although Watford have it back and they are here down the left with Deulofeu. Trying to get forward. Plays it back to Holebas, still down the left-hand side. Deulofeu again. Diacore looking to get a ball in, although it's headed away by the first man, David Silva. And now City will look to break with Jesus. Of course, no Sergio Aguero in the side today for Manchester City. Here's Shevchenko. down the left-hand side, looking to attack for City. As both teams wanting to get an early goal here, they're both moving forward, they're both pressing. Well, Watford, which we're more surprised about them doing that. Silva. Back to Company. Every time City have the ball, it is in the Watford half, which might be an early concern for them, although they haven't been able to do much of it as of yet in the opening 5 minutes. They've got it down the right though now with Gundogan. Cuts in on his left. Now Walker. And then the ball forward, which is clipped into the box towards David Silva, and then his effort, which deflects into the air and then is claimed by Aurelio Gomez. The first usage of his hand in the FA Cup final after 6 minutes. So not a bad start for Watford, as they haven't really allowed anything for Manchester City, and there's been a few little glimpses of them looking to attack so far. As the ball is just bouncing around in the middle of the pitch, and Watford have broken out with it down the right hand side. Chance to get a ball into the box, it's deflected, and then Edison is there to claim. Although this is where City are dangerous on the counter-attack, although it's stopped quickly by Watford. And then Kyle Walker's pass forward, it was a slide challenge from Capu, which used his hand to intercept it unintentionally, but it did hit his hand, and it's a Manchester City free kick. So both teams looking to counter-attack each other early on. That is in the break of spells between Manchester City possession, which we will probably imagine will be the most likely thing of the game. Ball forward towards Bernardo Silva, and he plays it across towards Jesus, and it was cleared by Cathcart. Big chance for Manchester City there. Aurelio Gomez coming off his line. Sterling played it back across goal, and it was a fantastic block by Cathcart. That's a real chance for Manchester City. Laporte. Gundogan. Kyle Walker. And it's down the right hand side. It's played back into the middle for Laporte. Clip ball over towards Sterling, and then Gomez kept it in as he looked to prevent the corner, and then in the end it's broken for a Manchester City throw. So City slowly getting into this game early on here. Laporte to Company. Of course, at this point in the semi-final, City are already a goal up against Brighton, that being the only goal of the game. Watford, of course, had to come from a 2-0 deficit to win 3-2. What a semi-final that was against Wolves. That's why they are here today. Well, Watford tried to play their way out as they won the ball back, although they've kicked it straight towards the referee, Kevin Friend, and then it's deflected off the referee straight into Manchester City possession, which is with Shevchenko. Silva. And then his ball looking for Sterling in behind. It's just over hit and it goes out for a Watford goal kick. And both the results in the Premier League this season were Manchester City wins. It was 2-1 at Vicarage Road and 3-1 at the Etihad. And that game's Raheem Sterling getting a hat-trick for City. We'll just quickly show you the lineups in case you missed them. We'll leave that up on the screen. Long ball from Gomez. Dini's flick on, which goes straight towards Edison. He rolls it out to Shevchenko, who looks to run forward down the left-hand side. David Silva back into Laporte. Of course, once again, the defenders of Manchester City in the Watford half in possession. Here is Company. He plays it down the right. Bernardo Silva, and then a ball across goal. Deflected, and then in the end it's gone behind for is a corner to Manchester City, their second of the game, this time from the other side, where it was Mahrez who ran forward, got it on his right foot, looked to hit it across goal, and it was Cathcart there again for Watford. So a corner for Manchester City to be taken by Riyad Mahrez. And then it's in towards Company at the near post, although he just couldn't quite get the flick on, and then it was headed away as far as Shevchenko. And then his pass is intercepted by Mariappa, and here is Diacore. His long ball down the right-hand side, and it's a 2-on-1 at the moment for Watford. Delafeu's played in Pereira, and it's a fantastic save from Edison. And that is the first clear-cut chance of the final for Watford. Pereira couldn't take it, and it stays at 0-0. It was a counter-attack from Watford, a wonderful ball down the line from Diacore, and then Delafeu, a low-driven ball across the pitch towards Pereira, but it was Edison who came off his line like a rocket, and he blocked the shot from Pereira, and what a chance after just 10 minutes for Watford, the best chance of the final so far. And as we expect now, it's Manchester City on the ball, which is what it has been most of the game, although of course, as what's just happened, Watford with the best chance. Raheem Sterling. David Silva in towards Laporte. He switches the play towards Kyle Walker. Mahrez. Down the left. Bernardo Silva cutting in on his left end, and his shot, which is low and hard but is comfortable for Gomez to claim. Long ball forward from Gomez, which nearly bounces all the way through to Diacore. City get the ball back. Mahrez. Gundogan. Space for Shevchenko down the left. The ball from Gundogan finds it. Here is Sterling. As City just waiting for players to move forward into the Watford half. Gundogan, there's a lot of them now for Man City. David Silva, space for Shevchenko. He will get a ball into the box. Oh, and it came towards Jesus, who couldn't get a good enough contact, and then it was headed away, and it's out for a Manchester City throw. Well, make sure if you're enjoying the stream, there will be a lot more of these next season. If you don't want to miss those, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are enjoying it, please leave a like. Company for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva down the right-hand side. Now Mahrez even further out wide. On his left foot, swings a ball in. Cathcart there for the third time so far in the final to head away across from Manchester City. Company. Laporte. Still just about in the Watford half, Manchester City. Laporte again. As he plays it to Kyle Walker down the right. And now Mahrez. Maybe a chance to get a ball in, doesn't take it, plays it to Silva. He gets a ball in, and then Cathcart there again. Pereira, as he looks to bring it down for a Watford break, and he has. And Diacore's ball towards Deeney. And now it's Delafeu who's running forward, and it could be a chance for Watford. Deeney not with him, he's left on the ground. Oh, and Delafeu beat Vincent Kompany. There was a big chance for Watford, but the referee has stopped it for the foul on Deeney before. And it was a big chance for Watford if the referee played on. Of course, Deeney wasn't there. He was on the ground. But there will be a free kick in the Watford half now. But not a bad start from the Hornets. After 15 minutes, they've had the best chance of the game. Pereira's shot saved by Edison. And City having just a few glimpses out wide of getting balls in, which has been comfortable for Watford to deal with. But here's Watford with a free kick now. Ball forward into the box. It's Laporte who won it, and Shevchenko will hoof it away at the left back position. Mariappa winning the header. Hughes gives it away though, and now it's a chance for Jesus, who takes on Mariappa, who wins the ball and helps out by the right back. And in the end, City gained possession with Laporte. Now Vincent Kompany. Walker for Manchester City. playing very deep at the moment. Laporte. Here is Sterling. Shevchenko, more central than usual. Walker. Down the right is Mahrez. Taking on Holebas. And doesn't beat him, but does win a corner for Manchester City. They're third of the game now. 15 minutes gone, 0-0 at Wembley. City not really having much of a chance so far. Can they from the corner though? Mahrez' ball in. Gomez comes. Gomez doesn't claim but gets a hand to it, and then it's cleared by Diacore. It's going to come straight back at Watford with Shevchenko, although he's played it back. And City will have to build again with Silva. Switches it to the number 26 Mahrez, who is in space down the right. He's taking on Holebas again, and then that time it did beat him, but it didn't beat Capoue. Delafeu on the ball in his own penalty area. As Watford able to just pass it out, although it's gone all the way just to the touchline. And then the clearance has fallen back straight back to Manchester City. Bernardo Silva. Here's Walker. Although City happy to just keep the ball with Laporte. Still in the Watford half. Shevchenko. Gundogan back out wide to Walker down the right hand side. Mahrez. Down the right gets a ball in, which goes over everyone and will go out for a goal kick. Interesting fact for you, despite this being the FA Cup, but in the Premier League, Watford had never been given a penalty against Manchester City. And if there is any chance of them scoring, you would think maybe a penalty would be one. They did have a chance after 10 minutes, a good counter-attack, which led to a chance for Pereira, which he hit straight at Edison. Watford have it down the left, although City win it back quickly and Walker clears. Play back to the middle of the pitch where Moriapa is. Cathcart. Long ball forward down the left. And then City win it back with Kyle Walker. A long ball forward from him, and it's well intercepted by the right back, Femenia. And Watford have another long ball forward, which is won back by City straight away, although they have just kicked it off for a Watford throw in the City half. Haven't been in the game at all since their opening chance. It's been all Manchester City. Watford fans certainly enjoying their day out to Wembley. Of course, not far from Vicarage Road, the closest stadium to it in the Premier League. Femenia for Watford. It's played back to Cathcart. Wins a throw for Watford. 20 minutes gone, nearly 20 minutes gone in the final. City not with a real chance so far. In fact, this season in the Premier League, they did miss the most clear-cut chances, which you wouldn't imagine from them, but it isn't such a bad stat because they definitely created the most chances out of anyone in the Premier League. 77 clear-cut chances missed throughout the season. Long ball from Gomez. It's taken down by Pereira, and then he's putting pressure on Kyle Walker, who won it back, who plays it back to Edison. Company. Watford starting to press them a little bit, but only a few, and they've broken out Manchester City. Kyle Walker, he has just let a swarm of Watford players come onto him, and then in the end though, he does win a throw in the Manchester City half. It will be Kyle Walker to take it. Comes all the way back to Edison. Here is Laporte. Ball forward towards Shevchenko. Down the left-hand side. Still in the Manchester City half, however. Gundogan. Sterling down the left. Hasn't really been in the game at all so far, and as a result loses possession for Man City. Deulofeu. Capoue. Mariappa. Watford having to move it around quickly in their own half due to the press from Manchester City, and in the end it's hit forward by Mariappa, which is where Deeney comes in as he wins the ball. And here is Deulofeu. Still on the ball, plays it down the left towards Pereira. Hughes looking for Holebas. Walker was there, comes back to Pereira inside the box for Watford. And then Diacore shots, and there's claims of handball. The referee says no. Watford plays sprinting towards Kevin Friend. They're urgent for a penalty. Play goes on, and Manchester City as a result win a free kick. And there'll be a yellow card for Diacore for protesting to the referee, but they are adamant that that should have been a penalty. We'll see the replay shortly and be able to tell you. There was a shot from Diacore. Did hit the elbow of Vincent Kompany. It was very, very close to him. And he is turning his back on it. I don't think it's a penalty. It certainly hit his elbow. It's just off the side of his body. I think the referee has got it right. Although it did certainly hit a hand, which was why Watford are furious they didn't get the penalty. City moving it forward though here was Silva. Despite their slow start to the game, we know with them, at any moment they could have a clear-cut chance and score. Mahrez down the right. Jesus looking for a position to get a ball in. It was deflected, and then Gomez had to come out, and then it was cleared away by Mariappa. Although in the end, Watford get a free kick on Aurelio Gomez. But it was a ball in which looped towards Sterling at the back post. Gomez came off his line. Didn't get a good contact on the ball, but did get a bit of it. And it just bounced with a goal gaping, although it was Mariappa there first to react. If Sterling were to get there, of course, the goal would have been disallowed. So free kick for Watford. 23 minutes gone in the final. And so we just remind you of the first booking of the final from Diacore after protesting to the referee. Sprinted right up to his face after the handball incident with Vincent Kompany. And Watford did actually get the most yellow cards of all teams in the Premier League last season. "77 yellow cards. City on the ball with Mahrez down the right, has to play it back to Walker. It's been a slow Manchester City, just keeping the ball at the moment, moving it from side to side. No real urgency about their play. But they can switch on at any moment. Laporte, as they get it into the area, with Jesus out wide to Sterling. Shevchenko, back out to the left where Sterling is. Shevchenko again, Sterling again. Now just on the halfway line, Raheem Sterling. Watford have pressed him all the way back, although he's running straight back at them again. Walker. Down the right hand side is Mahrez. He's trying to cut in. Plays it back to Kompany. Still very high up Manchester City. Walker's ball towards Jesus, who tried to turn Holebas. His clearance wasn't the best. It's come towards Jesus and the deflected shot, which goes behind for a corner to Manchester City. Well, in the last 13 years, there hasn't been a new winner to the FA Cup, apart from Wigan Athletic against Manchester City in 2012. Watford will be a new team to add their name to the FA Cup if they do win here today. Of course, it's only their second final. A long ball forward, Edison came off his line quickly, otherwise Delafeu would have been in for Watford. That all coming from a clearance after the Manchester City corner. Watford on the ball with Decore, who's been pressed, and City win it back. And here is Sterling on the edge of the box. Sterling's shot deflected. Silva wins the header as it loops in the air. Comes back to David Silva with a shooting chance. And it's in! And Manchester City lead the FA Cup final. It's come from absolutely nothing. And it's David Silva. Well, Watford, you would say, have been the better side in terms of chances. City haven't created much, but they do get the opening goal. Decore giving the ball away in his own half. It broke out to Sterling. He had a shot, which just looped up towards Silva. His header then looped back up, Sterling back into Silva, and then his shot across goal. It came off Cathcart, I believe, a little deflection. Sorry, of Feminia. But it went straight across goal, low and hard, past Gomez. 1-0 Manchester City. Well, now the task gets even harder for Watford. It was going to be hard at 0-0, now they are a goal down. City not really beating themselves so far, but they do have the 1-goal lead. They have been slow on the ball, they've just kept possession casually, but the one time Watford make a mistake, they gave the ball away in their own half, City broke, and City scored. And now they move it forward again with Shevchenko, who sprints down the left-hand side. Sterling's out wide with him, Shevchenko's still on the ball, but City slow the move down. Still on it with Silva, back out to Shevchenko, now Sterling, who beats Capu, tries to collect Silva. They're in the penalty area. They've worked it out wide towards Shevchenko. His loop ball in, headed away by Mariappa, cleared away by Pereira. And then a shot which bounced towards Sterling, and then his deflected effort, which goes wide for another Man City corner. It was cleared by Pereira. It was a smashed volley from Gundogan. It bounced towards Sterling. He was tackled behind for a corner. Very scruffy, that period of play. Manchester City happy to take their time with it to goal up in the final. Ball in from Gundogan. Gomez comes, Gomez gets. Straight back to the right hand side where it's Riyad Mahrez. Takes his time before getting a ball in, then balloons it right over the bar. Well, there's players in there. They have all their tall men up into the box for the corner. Mahrez would have probably been the better option to get a ball in, because it was never going to cause Gomez any trouble, even if hitting the target from there. And does go behind for a goal kick. Well, the mood's certainly dropping inside Wembley for the Watford fans. They started so promisingly, although they do find their team a goal down. Company on the ball. Here's Hughes, who brings it back for Watford. A good ball down the left towards Pereira. Watford are going to have to start to attack at some point in this game. If they want the chance for the trophy, they're going to need at least 1 goal. Gomez's long ball forward. Hughes wins a free kick just inside the Manchester City half. After he won the header, but it was getting pulled back by David Silva. So free kick for Watford, despite it being in the centre circle, a chance to get a ball into the box. It's played down the left, and then City win it in the end, and then they clear it. Watford back on the ball with Mariappa. He plays it back to Gomez. Half an hour gone in the final. 1-0 Manchester City. Goal from David Silva. Although, we'll change that. That was after 25 minutes. Sterling, chance to move forward. He's in the penalty area here. Trying to play Silva. It comes out wide towards Jesus. And in the end goes up, I think, for a Manchester City throw. Yes, it does. City from out of nowhere had a chance to break. And Sterling drove the ball forward into the box. Couldn't create much of it. Hughes. He gives it away. Gundogan, although his pass wasn't the best. And Watford break out with it, with Holebas. Pereira down the left, Diacore. Even further down the left, he tries to break past Vincent Kompany. Couldn't. City on the ball, Diacore out of position, though Watford cover well. But City have broken out even better. Kyle Walker down the right, trying to move it forward. And in the end, it's a Manchester City throw, and Watford was Holebas. He let the ball run out of play because he thought it was going to be a throw for Watford, although when the linesman gave it as a Manchester City throw, he went straight up into his face, not happy about that decision. The referee's had to come over. And he's asking Deeney just to have a word with Holebas. And when that happens, it certainly puts the linesman under a lot more pressure. Because if he has made the wrong call, he feels like he might owe one for Watford, and then plays mind games in the linesman's head. That's how it works for referees these days. A lot of protests against every single decision they make. City have the ball here on the edge of the box. Gundogan's ball forward. Oh, and it nearly came for Silva, and Jesus kind of took it off him. And then he was tackled, and in the end it goes back towards Edison as Watford clear. But it goes back to the Manchester City goalkeeper. City in possession with Gundogan. Shevchenko down the left, another chance for City to break. Plays inside towards Jesus. Silva back out to the right where Kyle Walker is. That was a poor touch. Kyle Walker still on the ball down the right hand side. Tried to get a ball in the end wins a throw for Man City. Gundogan. Mahrez to Bernardo Silva. Gundogan on the edge of the box. A good ball towards him. Another ball forward towards Sterling. And the flag was up in the end. Gomez got there. And it might have gone behind for a Manchester City corner. He just couldn't keep onto it, Gomez, but the flag was up. Free kick to Watford. Well, there was a big chance for City before. A loop ball forward from Gundogan. It's a little dink over the top. Both Jesus and Bernardo Silva were going for it, but it was Mariappa who won it. If any of the City players got for it, you would have think it would have been a goal and would have been a second. For City going for the domestic treble here today. And they were favourites before the game. They're certainly favourites being a goal up here. Watford only having one chance, one very good chance at 0-0, which they didn't take, Pereira didn't take, and nothing has really happened for Watford since then. It's been all Manchester City as they move it forward again with Shevchenko. Silva. Laporte towards Kompany. Makes sure to comment in the live chat who you think's going to win, or who you want to win the FA Cup. Walker for City gets a ball in, looped towards the back post, headed behind for a Manchester City corner. 35 minutes gone in the final. As you see at the bottom of your screen there, we do have coverage on the 29th of May, that is a Wednesday, for the Europa League final, live commentary of that game. But of course, for a few who won't be able to watch it, make sure to join the stream. Of course, this game being streamed live on television, on Freeview, on BBC, so everyone can watch this, which for me, I can certainly see the downfall in views. However, if you can't see the Europa League final, then make sure to come watch this stream and subscribe if you don't want to miss it, just so you know when all our streams are a lot more next season. But 35 minutes gone in the final here. Shevchenko, Company, Gundogan, down the right is Kyle Walker, Mahrez trying to take on Holebas, still on it. Mahrez is ball in, and then Cathcart was there first, goes behind for a Man City throw. Walker. Space for Shevchenko in the middle. It's played to him on the edge of the box. He might hit one, and it skies over the bar. However, it did take a deflection on its way, and it is a City corner. "37 minutes gone. City having quite a lot of corners so far. Haven't made anything of them. They've played this one short. Silva's ball in, headed behind, another City corner. City looking for their first FA Cup win since 2011. They won that against Stoke City. It was a 1-0 win. There was a goal from Yaya Toure. They are 1-0 up here as it stands, as they have a corner in the 37th minute. In by Gundogan, headed away by Capu. Shevchenko wins the following header, and they've worked it out wide to the left Manchester City with Gundogan. Silva. And then in the end it's won back by Watford. Silva for City. Now Walker. And then a loop ball in towards the back post, and it's a second for City! The ball game towards Gabriel Jesus. And whether Sterling got a tap in the end or not, or if the ball had already gone in, City won't care. They're 2-0 up here in the final. And it's all falling apart for Watford after 40 minutes. Well, despite it being Gomez's last game for the club, there were question marks of him starting. It was a ball in from Bernardo Silva. And Gomez came for it out wide, didn't get to it. And Gabriel Jesus did hit it across goal. It was going in anyway. Sterling got a touch just in case. However, it might have gone in anyway. I'm not sure whose goal it is. I think it's actually going to be Sterling's. But City won't mind. 2-0 to them. So all of a sudden, a really long way back for Watford now in the final. Well, 1-0 at half time for Watford wouldn't have been too bad of a result. It would have given them a chance in the second half. However, City ultimate favourites now for the FA Cup. Watford hardly having a spell so far, and City are moving it forward again with Sterling. Space down the left with Jesus, but they've picked out Mahrez. Down the right, cuts in on his left, back out on his right. Riyad Mahrez with the shot, saved by Gomez. Corner City. They're really being quite ruthless now, as they're 2 goals up. They nearly got a third straight away there with Mahrez, although it was a save from Gomez, and it's a corner for Manchester City. Ball goes in, and then it's just a little bit of a scruffle there. Watford break out with it, although Delafeu, well, he wins a free kick in the end. Well, it all seemed so good in the opening 15 minutes for Watford. They, in the end, were the better side. It was all City in terms of possession. Watford having a good chance with Pereira, and imagine how different this final would be if he took it. It was a huge chance. It was a good save by Edison, and since then it's been all City in terms of goals as well, as they are 2-0 up in the final. Watford have broken with the ball in the box, although in the end it comes through to the City goalkeeper. He will take his time on the ball, as he rolls it up towards the port. Well, Edison had made a huge save so far, which prevented City from going 1-0 down. Without that save, it will be a different final, but they are, of course, 2 goals up right now. And at the moment, they will be looking to get a third. They've had the chance to get a third from Mahrez straight away. Silva out wide to Shevchenko. And then a loop ball in towards the back post. Holebas headed it away as far as Mahrez, although it was won back by Pereira down the left. His ball towards Diacore, and then in the end Watford can't break out, and it's come straight back to Man City. Mahrez, Gundogan, City slowing it down, just under 5 minutes till half time. We're in the 41st minute now. Company, Gundogan, Silva. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We have a lot more streams next season, this being only our 2nd ever stream. And our 3rd will be this season. It's the Europa League final on the 29th of May between Arsenal and Chelsea. That is a Wednesday evening. So make sure to subscribe and leave the notification bell on if you don't want to miss that. Also leave a like on the stream if you are enjoying it. Here is Silva for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva, that is. He plays it to David Silva down the middle of the pitch. A loop ball over towards Shevchenko. His ball in, cleared by Muriapa. Watford still on it in their own penalty area, trying to break out. It was good play from the right back. Although it was cleared as far as Gundogan. Walker back to Gundogan. Silva down the middle of the pitch, still in the Watford half. The City don't really have any intention of moving it forward at the moment, just playing it around, keeping the ball. Laporte. Sterling. They've switched on again now as they do look to attack. Shevchenko down the left. Low ball, Mariapa's there. And Gundogan keeps it. Just over a minute plus stoppage time of the first half. Gundogan. Down the right is Mahrez. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez back to Bernardo Silva again. Watford resistant to press Man City, because if they do, it might not go their way. Then City might be able to break through. Well, in the end, Watford do actually win the ball back as it's hoofed up by Holebas. Pereira brings it down. Watford will look to attack maybe, although they've been forced backwards. But in the end, win a throw just inside their own half. 12 attempts for Manchester City, 2 for Watford, 1 being clear cut at 0-0, which would have changed the final. And 2 of those being vital for Man City as they are 2-0 up. Row of half chances for them. Here's a chance of Watford. It's broken to Deeney inside the penalty area. Comes out to Hughes, who smashes one, and then another shot which actually took A deflection, Watford won a corner. They've got a corner. Their first of the game. Maybe a turning point in the final on the way just before half time. We're about to see how much stoppage time there is. It was the first real move forward from Watford since the opening goal for Manchester City, since before the 25-minute mark. Although they will have a corner just before half time. We're into the 1 minute added on at the end of the half. It's Holebas to take it, who's had loads of assists from corners. Can he get another one here? A ball in, Edison's there. Comes out for Delafeu. Down the left. Oh, and in the end he didn't get a ball in and City break out with it and clear. But not very far. Pereira. Cathcart. Hughes. Just 10 seconds till half time. Nearly at the end of the 1 minute added on. Holebas down the left. And then the cross is blocked by Walker, and now City can break, and it is Kyle Walker leading it. Although in the end it was a good recovery tackle, and that is the last action of the half. A half that has been all Man City, although Watford did have one big chance to make it 1-0. At 0-0, it was a good save by Edison. That would have changed the final. Although it was the opening goal from David Silva after 25 minutes. Just 10 minutes after that, Jesus knocked the ball across the goal hit the ball across goal. That could have been going in. It was Sterling who tapped it in just to make sure. And at half time at Wembley, it's Manchester City 2, Watford 0. Welcome back to the live commentary of the FA Cup final. Going into the second half, it's 2-0 Manchester City, and if it was unlikely for Watford to get their hands on the trophy before, it's certainly a lot more unlikely now. Not impossible though, one quick fire goal back and anything could happen. They did come from 2-0 down in the semi-final against another good side, Wolves, but maybe not as talented as this Manchester City side. In addition, Manchester City, tired. Legs start to happen in the second half. Watford would need to get past the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero and Leroy Sané off the bench. That's only a few names on that Manchester City bench, which of course is worth more, or was bought for more than the whole starting 11 for Watford. But we are underway in the second half with Manchester City, and it's been all them in possession so far, although Walker has just given it away. He does want it back though, not long after that, and plays it back to Edison. Watford looking to win their first ever FA Cup. It's highly unlikely now, but they will have to take their chances. One might be coming here with Capoue, Pereira towards Hughes, and maybe Pereira just could have taken the shot. They got the ball into the Manchester City box, but nothing came of it. Diacore. Deulofeu towards Hughes. Watford will like this bit of attacking pressure that they're building here. Hughes looking for Deulofeu again, but Shevchenko intercepts and City get the ball. Sterling, he's just turned the right back as well as Diacore, and he can drive forward this Manchester City attack. Down the left is Jesus, and he beats his man. It's still Jesus, and it's a good save by Gomez. An early chance there for City. Well, Watford needing to attack, meaning City will be more likely to counter-attack, which they did there. It was Sterling who ran forward and played it down the left to Gabriel Jesus. He took on Mariappa, beat him, got it onto his left foot and hit it straight at Gomez. But it's a Manchester City corner. They've had a lot in the first half, but didn't really make anything of any of them. Here is the first of the second half coming up. To be taken by Gundogan. To be taken short. Shevchenko. He gets a ball in, and it's a third, but the flag is up against Gabriel Jesus. Well, it was a ball in from Shevchenko from the short corner, a fantastic ball in, but Gabriel Jesus he came in from a well offside position, and it's the right call from the linesman. And of course, a third at any point in the second half for Manchester City would completely kill off the tie. Watford will need to get one back as soon as possible if they want to give themselves any chance. They've won it back high up here as Firmino chases and gets there ahead of Laporte down the right hand side for Watford. And now he's found Deulofeu, and Deulofeu's got a chance maybe to get the ball into the box, but Company was there to clear it away for a Watford throw. But it's better from them as they are attacking earlier on in the second half, which they need to. They're on the ball with Capoue. Pereira finds Deulofeu down the right. Here is Pereira with a chance to get a ball in, pulls it back but just too far back for Diacore, and it breaks out for City. Although Watford have done well to regain possession, or retain possession, although Hughes was tackled, cleared away from City, but Watford back on the ball with Gomez, who hits it long. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Much better from Watford. They have been the better side. Here's Deeney. Hughes tried to retain the ball, couldn't, and now it's Mahrez for City, who might want to run forward. There's not many options for him. He's just slowly moving it forward for City, and then in the end it was a poor challenge from Holebas because nothing was really happening for City, but now they've got a free kick. And as he put the challenge in there, just a little bit of a hand to the face from Mahrez, which brings Holebas down to the ground for the free kick. Well, we do have live commentary of the Europa League final on the 29th of May for you. That is a Wednesday evening, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that, as well as loads of streams for next season. Also, leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying the stream. City take the free kick. Mahrez play back to Laporte. City will be happy in possession so far. Mahrez down the right hand side, cut back for Bernardo Silva. On the edge of the box is David Silva, and then it was a poor ball from Gundogan, who David Silva played it to, as he kicks it straight off for a throw. Here's Holebas. Ball down the line towards Pereira, who had that big chance in the first half for Watford at 0-0, which would have given them the lead, their only real chance. They have won a throw down the right though. Has been a Watford so far in the second half. They've had a few moves forward into the penalty area. But no real shot on goal. Nothing for Edison to do. But they've been on the ball with De La Feu, who's gliding past Manchester City players. And he plays it to Pereira down the left-hand side, back in towards De La Feu. And once again, Watford just not being clinical enough. Well, Pereira, as he got it on the edge of the box, just take a shot. Second time he's trying to find an extra pass. Although Watford have just won a free kick. Kyle Walker fouls Pereira down the left-hand side. Chance to get the ball into the box. So there might be another chance to pull one back here. Here's the chance again. It came to Pereira on the edge of the box. He played it to De La Feu. And there was no chance for De La Feu to get a shot away, even if he did keep the ball. But he was tackled straight away. It was a good challenge from Laporte. So the free kick was just to be taken by Pereira. No, it's not. It's taken by Holebas, and then it's headed away by Company. It wasn't a bad ball in. Edison wasn't sure. He wasn't sure whether to come for it or not. In the end, he stayed back, but it was the captain there to deal with it. Watford look as if they're about to take this throw on, a long throw on into the penalty area. 7 minutes gone into the second half. It is taken long by Holebas. Company heads it away, and Watford in possession with Muriaka. Hit long by Cathcart. Pereira won the header. Deeney holding off Mahrez. De La Feu, Watford trying to move it forward again. They have done down the right with Femenia. And his ball in, which came to Pereira. Not more claims for a handball for Watford. They had a penalty shout in the first half, which Kevin Friend did not give them a penalty for. Maybe another one there. We will tell you more about what happens when we see a replay. Holebas, Pereira, down the left. Been a really positive start from Watford. Although City didn't start well to the first half, and look what happened at the end of that. A 2-goal lead they went into at half-time. But they just need to get through this pressure, or this ongoing pressure from Watford. De La Feu. Giacore wins it in the box, although he fouled Gundogan in the process, and it's a free kick for Manchester City as we hit the 55th minute in the final. And City, well, they might want to change something, and they are going to change something, because Kevin De Bruyne is going to be coming on. It's been a Watford so far in the second half, and it's the winger Mahrez coming off, meaning another central player, which might push Bernardo Silva further out wide and De Bruyne in the centre. So it's the first substitution of the final. Mahrez for De Bruyne. Of course, Kevin De Bruyne had a lot of injury problems right at the end of the season and at the beginning of the season for Manchester City. It didn't really affect them too much, to be fair to them. But can he make an impact here in the final? Gomez kicked it long, Company was there, and he hoofs it away. Comes for Capoue. Now Mariappa. Back to Capoue. Watford still in their own half, although they break out here with Hughes, who just couldn't control the pass to him by Deulofeu, and it goes out for a Manchester City throw. Silva. City on the ball in their own half as they play it back to their goalkeeper, Edison. Company. Oh wow, he's very coolly done as Deulofeu put the pressure on. It was a wonderful pass to Kyle Walker with the outside of his boot. Kyle Walker now down the right hand side in an attacking chance for Manchester City. Is Bernardo Silva further out wide since the substitution, as he is here on the ball down the left, cutting inside. Silva. It's done David Silva. Gundogan. De Bruyne now down the right. His ball in, hit away by Cathcart. Loads of Manchester City players looking to come off of the end of that cross. But in the end, Cathcart got there and he hits it behind for a corner. Second of the half for Manchester City. However, they have had a lot throughout the course of the first half to add on to the tally. It's to be from the right hand side, and it's to be an outswinger by Gundogan. They did score from a corner, but it was given offside earlier on in the second half. That was from a short corner. This one's more direct. Ball goes in. There is the header, which is just wide from Laporte. He did score on the final day of the Premier League season, which gave City a 2-1 lead at that point. They won 4-1, and that was their second trophy of the season. This would be their third if they are to stay in the lead and go through with the victory. A domestic treble. We're nearly 60 minutes in, which gives Watford just over half an hour if they have any chance of getting back into this game. It was a long header towards Deulofeu, and he was actually in on goal. He just mishit the shot down the left-hand side on his left foot. He tried to play it across goal, went wide of the post, but it's better from Watford. It was just a header forward from Capoue, just to header it away, and it came for Deulofeu inside the penalty area, but it was a poor connection with the ball, and it goes wide. But Watford already having more chances in the opening 12 minutes of the second half than in the whole of the first half. Deocore's ball forward looking for Deeney. Company is there, and he plays it back to his goalkeeper Edison. And his pass has just broken the Watford press, and now City can counter-attack. It's a wonderful ball to Silva, who's onside, down the right-hand side. Gets a ball in with his right foot. Mariappa wins the header, and Holebas clears. Decore won the header prior to that, although it's come straight back to Gundogan. And then his pass, which doesn't find a Man City player and goes through to Aurelio Gomez. Watford certainly not out of this contest yet, despite being 2-0 down. They've had a few half chances to get one back. One chance is all they need. However, one chance for Man City, which they take, would put the game completely out of Watford's reach. Sterling on the ball. David Silva, they're inside their own half. Silva slipped and then he's brought down Hughes to stop him from counter-attacking. Would have been a big chance for Watford there. They will have a chance on the free kick to put a ball in, and because they stopped a possible opportunity, or because Silva stopped a possible opportunity, he will get the first booking from Manchester City. He slipped on the ball, Hughes took it off of him, and then he just stuck an arm out just to bring Hughes down, and he will now play the rest of the game on a yellow card. So we are approaching the 60th minute. Chance for Watford to get one back. Chance for Delafeu to whip one in from the free kick. Dini, Mariappa, Capu in there. And Diacore, all physical players. Holebas, who has had the most assists from these kind of chances for Watford, doesn't take it. It will actually be Pereira who takes it. Comes up to Dini on the edge of the box. Capu wins on the header and then it's cleared by Gundogan. And City might look to break. Ball bouncing around. City has broken for them, and here is Sterling, and he's played forward to Gabriel Jesus, and he's got De Bruyne in the middle, and he's played it to De Bruyne, and he will tap it in, and it's 3-0 Man City, and that is that for the FA Cup. There's still half an hour to go here. Manchester City, despite that time still left, they will be FA Cup champions. It was a counter-attack from the Watford free kick. And they are 3-0 up. And what a what a impact from Kevin De Bruyne coming onto the pitch just after half-time. He took his time to fire it into the back of the net. He got round Gomez, and then he just took about 3 touches before firing it home. And it was an easy finish for him. And it's 3-0 City, and it's out of Watford's reach now. That is for sure. Well, they were positive, Watford, to start the second half to try and pull one back at 2-0. However, it is completely out of their way now as they are 3-0 down. As they're moving it forward again from the kickoff, De Bruyne on the ball for City. He wins a free kick. So Watford's dreams of a first FA Cup have surely come to an end with that third goal. And they're waiting, well, their wait goes on to beat Manchester City. Last time they beat them was in 1989, 30 years ago. Manchester City, half an hour away from getting their first FA Cup since 2011. Here's Kyle Walker as they look for a fourth. Sterling. Inside the box, plays it to Silva. Hughes tackles, comes back out to Sterling though. Bit of a scruffle on the edge, but it's come out to Manchester City players. Silva whips it across goal. Cathcart was there. Watford can play their way out, and Diacore clears it. City on the ball with De Bruyne there. Coming straight back out Watford. Bernardo Silva. Back to De Bruyne. They're in the Watford half, which most of their possession has been like, with both their centre-halves constantly being in the Watford half, as they are playing with a very high line Manchester City. Company. Laporte. City happy to keep possession and just let the time tick away of this FA Cup final. Well, that's a long ball forward from Company. Sterling has just about kept it in. De Bruyne inside the area down the right, whips one across goal, and then Cathcart was there. Looked like he was heading it towards an own goal, but in the end, well, it didn't go in for an own goal, and then Diacore in the end clears it. City get a throw. I'm not sure what actually happened there, but it did look like a big chance for City. Watford have got it back though. Delafeu looking to win it from Company as the ball did go away for Watford, and City are back on possession with Gundogan and now Shevchenko. Sterling towards David Silva. Back out towards Sterling. It's David Silva again. Kyle Walker. Kevin De Bruyne down the right hand side. City taking their time. Walker again. Down the right hand side is Bernardo Silva. Couldn't quite pick up the pass. And it goes behind for a Watford goal kick. Well, Delafeu, he had a chance earlier on in the second half at 2-0 to pull one back. Watford are going to take him off now. And it's Andre Gray to replace him. And also Pereira is coming off for Isaac's Success. Well, Watford, if they're going to lose giving it their all, because they bring on two attackers here, Isaac's Success and Gray. Of course, that does bring a risk for more goals for Manchester City. These are the first two substitutions of the game for Watford. City fans certainly enjoying their day out at Wembley, as in about half an hour's time, they will be lifting the FA Cup, surely, unless Watford can pull away a dramaculous comeback. Diacore on the ball for the Hornets. Back to Mariappa. Here is Holebas. Slip from De Bruyne, who put on the pressure, which gave a bit of a jeer from the Watford fans at Wembley. Finally something for them to cheer about in this game. Capuri on the ball. Holebas. Diacore. Holebas down the left. Cathcart. Watford keeping the ball for the first time in a while, but it is in their own half, and they will want to move it into the Manchester City half. 65 minutes have gone. Long ball forward, Watford break out with it. Diacore. Down the left is Isaac's Success, just on the edge of the box, whips one in, Company was there. Comes up to Hughes down the right hand side. And well, in the end, after keeping the ball down the right for a while, an overlap from Firmino. He just didn't pick him out. He played the pass behind Firmino, and it goes out for a Manchester City throw, well in their own half, as they're able to pass it out. Watford are pressing them, which they do need to do. However, if City break out of it, which they have done here, they will be in, and they are in with Gabriel Jesus against Gomez. 4-0 City. They've added another one, and Gabriel Jesus, who got a goal stolen from his teammate in the first half, Raheem Sterling, that one's certainly his, and it is 4-0 here. Well, Watford decided to press Manchester City. It all came from a throw on just by the touchline, or the goal line, I should say. They tried to press them. City broke out of it, came to De Bruyne. One pass forward from the through ball, and De Bruyne had the whole half of Wembley to run forward. He's just onside, just behind the halfway line. He ran the whole half of the pitch and coolly snuck it past Aurelio Gomez, who on his final game for Watford has already conceded 4, and there's still 20 minutes to go. Well, where did Watford go from here? Because they've just hold on attacking players at 3-0 to try and give themselves any chance. They don't want to risk conceding any more because there's no chance of them pulling back 4 in 20 minutes. They won't want to concede more to make it even more embarrassing as it is becoming. City attacking again with De Bruyne. An assist and a goal for him since coming on at half-time. He's still moving it forward. He's sound Bernardo Silva, who's run inside the box, comes out to De Bruyne, and he skies it in the end. Well, it was nearly a second goal for him in the second half and nearly a 5th for Manchester City. So it is a goal kick for Watford, which they will take long from Aurelio Gomez. Not the dream end to his Watford career, as he has conceded 4, none of them being his fault. However, there will be no FA Cup win for him. Watford do have a free kick. However, we do see Sane looking to come on. Some more attacking threat from Manchester City are entering the field. They might just want more. They are really enjoying themselves now. Although Watford will want to take this chance to get a consolation goal. A chance to get the ball into the box. It will be Holebas to whip it in. It was won by Success, and then Ederson makes the save. Comfortable, although he did make a bit of a meal out of it. It's come back for Holebas. Down the left, very deep however. Capoue. Now Diacore, he's got a chance to whip it in down the left, which he does. Might come out for Capoue on the edge of the box, well blocked by Laporte. Sterling chasing on with Firmino. Firmino won the battle, Watford back in possession. Well, there was a few half chances there for Watford, but they are still on the ball with Hughes. Capoue. Looking for Firmino, back onto Hughes. Cutting in on his left foot. Comes out for Diacore, who smashes one well over the bar. They're certainly giving it a go, Watford, and they certainly have done in the second half, but it hasn't gone their way after conceding 2 more in the second half after the 2-0 deficit they had at half-time. Watford about to bring Tom Cleverley on. Maybe as a more defensive option for Hughes, who looks to be the man coming off. He's played well, he's created a few half chances for Watford. But he hasn't. But Watford need to have a bit of a more defensive influence on the pitch just to make sure they don't concede any more goals at the moment. City making another sub. It's Ilkay Gundogan coming off, and it's Leroy Sane coming on. They're looking for more. As the City players with just under 20 minutes to go with the final will certainly enjoy this. Well, as we look at Gundogan as he's coming off the pitch, he's just holding his left quadriceps. He might have pulled something there which might have led to the substitution from Pep Guardiola. Long ball forward from the goal kick. Marep is there for Manchester City. Cleverley. Capoue, who skips away from Bernardo Silva, plays the ball forward, and Watford will have a chance here. Deeney's in the middle, but the cross towards him was overhit by, I believe, Gray, and he'll go out for a Manchester City throw. Watford still not short of chances though in this second half. They haven't really been able to make them into big chances, but there was another opportunity for them to get forward there, wasted by an overhit cross, and it is a throw, which Kyle Walker would take in the Manchester City half. Watford win it straight back though. Success down the left, and then a tackle from Sterling, and Watford now get a throw. To be taken by Holebas, and once again he will look to throw it into the box. Watford look for a goal back, a consolation in this final with just over 15 minutes left. The long throw goes in, and then Company wins the header out for Capoue, who volleys it straight over and wide. And that's been the sort of day in the end it's been for Watford. Although luckily for them, it's not too long of a trip home. They have the closest stadium to Wembley out of all Premier League teams. It'll be a long trip home for Manchester City fans, but it will be made a lot quicker with the FA Cup being theirs, a long celebratory trip home for them. As they do have a goal kick here. This will be their 6th FA Cup triumph once the final whistle goes. In what is their 11th ever FA Cup final. Their last coming in 2011. Well, their last victory coming in 2011. Their last final in 2013. We all know what happened there. That was the last new team to put their name on the FA Cup, Wigan Athletic. After beating Manchester City by a 0-0. The underdogs coming to power that afternoon. However, it does not look as if it's going to be the case today. Manchester City have strolled past Watford. De Bruyne on possession. Company inside the Watford half. De Bruyne to Bernardo Silva. Walker into Company. De Bruyne. Sterling. Jesus. De Bruyne, City very happily keeping possession at the moment. Laporte. Bernardo Silva. Which looks to dribble through. De Bruyne. Sterling. Bernardo Silva to Laporte. Play back to Company. Out wide of Shevchenko. They're moving it around quickly, Manchester City. But no pressure from Watford. It's very comfortable for the citizens as they are slowly making their way towards their 6th FA Cup. Hasn't completely been all them. Watford had a chance to take the lead, a good chance from Pereira at 0-0. That would have made it a completely different final. And then at 2-0 at the beginning of the second half, Watford were urging towards us to pulling a second back. Had a few half chances there, but following one of them, City broke to make it 3 from the counter-attack, which is what all 4 of their goals have been. Off the counter-attack or off winning the ball back from Watford high up the pitch. That was the first goal for them. Before their first goal, Watford, you would say, were the better side with that chance. City not really being themselves, but they've really turned it on in the end, and they're attacking here with Sane as he looks to get a ball in behind, but it goes out for a goal kick. Last time Watford beat City in the FA Cup was in 1986. It was a 3-1 win, that was. But there is to be the final substitution for Manchester City. The goal scorer of the first goal out of the final, David Silva, he is going to be coming off for a defender, John Stones, as City look to completely see it through. We do have a live commentary for you on the 29th of May. It's the Europa League final, Arsenal against Chelsea. So make sure to subscribe and leave the notification bell on there if you don't want to miss that. Also, if you are enjoying the stream, please leave a like. The goal kick from Watford played long, comes straight back to Manchester City. Jesus wins the header. Holebas winning the following header. Watford look to move it forward. They've actually gained possession here in the City half for the first time in a while, although Diakore plays it back to Mariappa. Here is Pereira. City still pressing Watford and they've won it back, and Sane's won it back and he has been pulled to prevent a counter-attack, and it will be a yellow card for Firmino. The second yellow card for Watford, who did get the most yellow cards in the Premier League this season with 77. He was pressed by Sane. Sane won the ball back. He pulled him back, Firmino. And with 10 minutes to go, City have a free kick and a chance to get the ball into the box. As we look at Javi Garcia, he not too happy about the result, but he could have a bit of pride in the way his team have played. Even at 2-0 at half-time, they still tried to pull it back and get a goal back as quick as possible, but that did result in a counter-attack for City, making it a third and then a fourth. They got another chance here, and it's a fifth. Bernardo Silva was running forward down the left-hand side. He whipped a ball into the box, and Sterling was there at the far post. And he tapped it home. Gomez got a touch, but he could only hit it into the roof of the net. And it is 5 for Manchester City, and it is embarrassing now for Watford. Well, they brought on attacking substitutions, Watford, to try and get something out of this game. However, it has not gone their way. 3 goals for Manchester City since that point, and they are 5-0 up. It was all from a throw-in. Bernardo Silva ran down the line, kept on running. No one really put pressure on him, and a low-driven ball across goal, and Sterling was there at the far post to tap it home. Some more celebration for those Manchester City fans, as they are 5-0 up in the FA Cup final, and it has not been Watford's day. Watford lost to Manchester City both times in the Premier League, but not as heavy as this in the FA Cup final. Sterling's going through here. He ran from the halfway line all the way forward, got past about 5 men, but just a heavy touch in the end, which allowed Gomez to claim it. 10 attempts for Watford though in this final, but only 2 of them have been on target. One of them, a clear chance for Pereira, which Edison saved at 0-0, which could have brought a completely different final on there. Watford fans still waving their flags about in joy. Celebration of this day. They've been able to have a trip to Wembley on what's only been their second FA Cup final. Here is Stones, his first touch on the ball. He plays it back to Company, who then plays it out wide towards Kyle Walker. As City just keeping the ball. There's 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time until the final whistle goes, and they will be crowned champions. All the Watford fans still waving their flags about in pride of what their team have achieved in the Cup this season. And City fans just copying them, waving their flags about with more reason, because they will be FA Cup champions. They have thrashed Watford here today, as they are happy just to keep the ball still in the Watford half with John Stones. Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear live commentary of the Europa League final, as you see at the bottom of your screen, 29th of May. There'll be a lot more streams as well next season, so subscribe if you don't want to miss those. Also, leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying the stream. Number 4 from Watford. Stones won the header. Comes out for Sane. Shevchenko. Stones. Once again, City keeping the possession with Stones again, and now Silva. De Bruyne down the right hand side. And it's come towards Silva in the area, and then his shot, which deflected behind by Firmino. It was a fantastic chance for Silva. A good ball in from De Bruyne towards him. He was in on goal, took a touch, took a shot very swiftly. However, Firmino just about caught up in time to make the block, and it goes behind for a Man City corner. Would have put both Silvas on the score sheet, with David Silva scoring the first of the final after 25 minutes. It's been a goal fest since then, as there is 5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time, of course, until Manchester City will be crowned FA Cup champions for this 6th time. They do have a corner and a possible chance to add a 6th. It will be De Bruyne on the corner. Just waiting for the ball to come his way. Here comes the corner from De Bruyne, an outswinger from the right hand side, and then headed away by Capoue. Shevchenko won the following header, and City back on possession with their goalkeeper Ederson. Kyle Walker. This is Laporte. Shevchenko. Laporte again. Bernardo Silva still in the Man City half, but no pressure from Watford. Every time they have put pressure on and had chances themselves, Man City have counter-attacked, and that's been what has happened for 2 of the goals. Well, they did press Manchester City there, and City have broken out of it. And here's Bernardo Silva down the right. De Bruyne further out wide, it's played to De Bruyne, there's options in the middle, and Sterling's there, and it's a save from Gomez, but it comes straight back to Sterling, and he has a hat-trick, and it's 6-0 Manchester City. And it's getting seriously embarrassing now for Watford, who did press City again. But City broke out of it, they moved forward again. A wonderful pass from De Bruyne from the right. Low across goal for Sterling. It was a phenomenal save from Gomez. It hit the post. It then rolled across the line straight for Sterling to have a tap in again. And it should be his hat-trick. However, the second goal, there was a bit of controversy whether it was Sterling's goal or Jesus' goal. Well, it will probably be given to Sterling now to give him that FA Cup final hat-trick. An 87th minute goal from Raheem Sterling to give Manchester City the FA Cup. Well, for Watford, they're going to have to work hard to make sure there's not 7 coming their way in the last 2 minutes plus stoppage time. Because City can certainly enjoy themselves now. Watford just need to stay focused for those last few minutes to make sure they don't concede another goal. Stones. Sterling back to Stones. Watford looking to press forward again, but City retain possession again. Laporte. 88 minutes gone in the final. We're not long till the final whistle now. City just hanging on to possession, which they have been doing for the last 10 minutes of the game, although they still have managed to get 2 more goals in that period of them just being comfortably in possession, because they've just in an instant switched on, attacked and got goals. As they play it back to the keeper now, Ederson. and back out towards the midfielder. Bernardo Silva. Well, Kevin De Bruyne has just been given man of the match, and he has only been on in the second half. It was just after half time he was brought onto the pitch, but what an influence he's made. 3 assists and a goal, and that's how much they missed in the first half, but they were still managed to get still be 2-0 up at half time without him on the pitch. Stones. De Bruyne. A lofted ball over the top towards Sterling, and that might have been a handball. Nothing given. Comes up to Jesus on the edge. Back out to Bernardo Silva. Cuts inside on his left. Gets a ball in. Aurelio Gomez is there. It certainly looked like a possible handball from Mariappa. It hit his arm. Sterling controlled it, but it was very close to Mariappa. His arm was just enough by his side to not give Manchester City a penalty. Not many appeals anyway. I think City have had enough goals today, with 6-0 being the score. Watford on the ball for the first time in a while, as there's been 2 minutes added on at the end of the game. Giacore. Mariappa. Giacore again. Cathcart, who has played the most games for Watford this season in the Premier League. One to forget in the end for Watford. They made it all this way to the final to be humiliated by the best team in England, by far the best team in England. Here's Clevy with a shooting chance. It was blocked by Company, and City might break again. De Bruyne. Can they add a 7th? De Bruyne towards Jesus. Out wide is Sterling. Sterling's in on goal here down the right hand side. Cuts it back, and it came for John Stones, who was in. He just had to shoot it past Gomez, but Gomez made the save. And it is not 7-0 Manchester City. Good save from Gomez, who was diving out the way of it, but his legs were there. It bounced underneath his legs and then over the bar. So 30 seconds left of the final, and it's a Manchester City corner. Hopefully it won't be such a one-sided final in the Europa League. Arsenal against Chelsea. We have live commentary for you of that. Make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that game. Corner goes in. Comes up for Sane, who smashes one from the edge of the box on the half volley, but smashes one just wide of the post. So 10 seconds till the final whistle now. It's despair for Watford in the final. They've been humiliated. Manchester City ready to celebrate, as they're about to win their 6th FA Cup. As soon as the goal kick is taken, the final whistle will go. It'll be Gomez's last touch as a Watford player, and there goes the final whistle. Manchester City, champions of the FA Cup. They have thrashed Watford 6-0. Silva got the opener, then Sterling, then De Bruyne, then Jesus, and then 2 goals, more goals for Sterling in the last 10 minutes. Completed his hat-trick. And it will be Manchester City's 6th FA Cup in their 11th final. Maybe they've redeemed themselves for that 1-0 defeat to Wigan Athletic in 2013 in their last final prior to this. And I thank you all for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do already. The final score here at Wembley Stadium: Man City 6, Watford 0. Thank you all for watching. That is the end of the stream. Although we do have another on the 29th of May, Arsenal against Chelsea in the Europa League final. Please be around for that. But thank you very much for watching, and that is the end of the FA Cup final.